day of Eid, and they are like newly born. Can you imagine? Newly born brothers and sisters, our past with all the sins are wiped. Yes, because it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you're doing it. Congratulations again. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us ultimately what this is about. Why is Allah doing this, brothers and sisters? Why? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in reference to the beautiful Ramadan, this friend, وَلِتُكْمِلُوا الْعِدَّةَ وَلِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. Because of one thing He wants out of you, our hearts. So Allah says, I want you to complete the Iddah, complete the days of the fast. Complete it because Allah asks. Enough for you to know that you're submitted to Allah. Complete it. You completed it. Alhamdulillah. Allah made it possible. Then He said, what? So what should I do next, Ya Allah, on this day of Eid? To kabir Allah. Magnify Allah. Say Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. For what? What's Allahu Akbar? Allah's bigger. Allah's mightier. Allah's more vast. Bigger, bigger, bigger than we can ever imagine. He wants your heart to say it, not just your tongue. Is your heart shaking out of love for Allah? Saying, wow, Allah is mind-blowing. Look at what He did with us. He said, "Ala ma hadakum," because He guided you. He brought your heart to come and worship. He brought you out of darkness of pain, of distance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We didn't even know how to change ourselves before Ramadan. Allah made us like angels in Ramadan. Charitable, putting our heads on the ground, giving for the sake of Allah, relieving our families, coming to the hope of Allah, listening to the words of Allah. Wow, Allah guided us, guided our children. We might have been struggling before Ramadan. And look at what Allah did. He says, I am the guide for you, because I love you. Make takbir for me. Takbir and takbir, وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. Number two thing, I want you to be grateful. How many of us arrive today with a heart happy to be a worshiper of Allah? Muslim, Allah guided me. Alhamdulillah, a heart full of adoration, respect, all of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that you say, Alhamdulillah for the sujood. Alhamdulillah that my tongue is mentioning Allah's name. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. This is why we say congratulations. Because of gratitude and takbir of Allah. Takbir of Allah means, I've experienced Allah Ramadan, and I'm emptying my heart of everything that is big except Allah. Is life big? Allah is much bigger. This earth, this life is nothing but a mosquito's wing. Not even that to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah created everything in the heavens and the earth. What is big for you? Money? Relationships? Allah's bigger. Bigger. Bigger than pain. Bigger than everything you ask. Whatever you ask, Allah can give and much, much, much more. Allah is infinite, brothers and sisters. It is mind-blowing. How many of us have this heart that feels so soft by being close to Allah, by the awareness? It's a witnessing, by the way. Allah wants us to witness. He brought us through this experience of Ramadan to witness in our hearts that there's none, la ilaha, no one but Him. No one can give you but Allah. No one can heal you but Allah. You're struggling with your child, no one can guide him but Allah. No one can open doors of relief for you but Allah. No one you can lean on but Allah. No one you can call upon but Allah. No one can make you happy, peaceful but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nobody can fix the relationship for you in your household but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. None but Allah. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah. The question is, how are we feeling it in our hearts? Brothers and sisters, we can never imagine the extent of Allah's rahmah, compassion, love, and mercy, and He wanted you to taste it. This is the entire journey of the month of Ramadan, and here we are. The question is, brothers and sisters, what happens when Allah looks at you and me today? If we came with hearts that are grateful and He's happy with us. Because you know what we want out of this when we come out of this Eid prayer? It's that Allah is happy with us. Allah wants you to return back. Allah wants you to take a step. And He appreciates you more than anyone can appreciate you. And He loves you in a moment more than the entire creation can love you all the time. What love is that? What love that is greater for you than the love of a mother? Love of a mother is telling you, you're not alone, just take a step. There's a beautiful figure, just to show you what Allah will do. For the little that we do. There's a figure, a beautiful figure, a scholarly figure. His name is Bishop ibn al-Harith. Bishop ibn al-Harith, who became entitled or earned the nickname Bishop al-Hafi, Bishop the barefoot. His story is amazing. So he reports his own story because he became a great scholar in Baghdad that spread knowledge and joy and healing and guidance to countless creation. What was the story before he became like a saint? Oh, he was distant from Allah. He was very sinful. He was a man who was blind to Allah. He said, I was blind. I was, getting drunk, I was partying, etc., until one day, look at this. Look at the one moment with Allah. For those of us who have given up hope in ourselves and our families, we don't know the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's walking, he says, I was walking, going to my own party in my own home. And I looked on the ground, and it's all by the will of Allah, right? Allah steers us to His guidance. And He says, I looked and I saw a scrap of paper. So I reached down, and I grabbed it. I just wanted to see what's on the scrap of paper. And I saw the name of Allah. And this man is blind to Allah. He says, Allah's name? Allah's name on the ground? Unacceptable. This is Allah. One moment. He's feeling shaken that Allah's name was on the ground. So he says, I took out a tissue and wiped the scrap of paper. Then I put it in my pocket. And I said, that's not appropriate. And it's unacceptable. So he says, I thought of the nearest shop where I can go buy perfume. I went to a perfume shop and I bought perfume. And I took the perfume and the musk and I sprayed it. I put the perfume on the scrap of paper. Because it's the name of Allah. And I put it in my pocket and I went home and I hung it. Name of Allah. He says, I didn't know. I didn't understand. One moment. I went to sleep and I had a dream. And in the dream I heard a voice from Allah Himself, from an angel speaking, conveying the voice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His message to me, oh Bishop, لَقَدْ طَيَّبْتَ اسْمَنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا فَلَنُطَيِّبَنَّ اسْمَكَ فِي الدُّنْيا وَالْآخِرَةِ. Oh Bishop, you beautified my name. You beautified my name. I'm going to beautify your name in this world and the next. And I went on my life. That same night, brothers and sisters, he had a party in his home. Distant from Allah, somebody comes and knocks on the door. His servant opens the door. They see this poor man, they don't even know him. He says, whose home is this? She says, the home of my master. He says, is this a home and your master is a slave of Allah, Abdullah, or a free man? She says, oh, my master is a free man. He's no slave. She did say slave. He asked, is he a slave or a master or a free man? She says, my master is no slave. He is a free man. The man says, you're right. He's a free man. And then he left. So Bishop notices that somebody knocked on the door. He goes and asks the servant, who is knocking on the door? She says, this man there, I don't know. And he asked if the owner of the house is a free man or a slave. And I told him, he's a free man. He says, who's this? What is this about? He decided to go chase after the man. He was so anxious. He left barefoot. He went looking for him and he caught up with him. And he said, stop. The man turns and he says, you came to my home knocking on my door and you asked if this house belonged to a free man or a slave. What's this about? He says, yeah, I asked a simple question. Are you a free man or a slave? He says, no, I'm a free man. He says, exactly. Because if you're the slave of Allah, you wouldn't have done what you did. So this man, Bishop, in one moment, looks down in utter this feeling of shame, puts his head down, brothers and sisters, into his hands and starts to cry. I say, no, Ana Abdullah, no, I'm the slave of Allah. I'm the slave of Allah, while crying in one moment. When he noticed, I'm a free man and I'm a slave of Allah, I'm a slave of my desire. Wow, it shook him, brothers and sisters. He says, I'm the slave of Allah, I'm the slave of Allah, while crying, and then he looks up and the man disappeared. He says, I went chasing, barefoot, but I couldn't find them. At that point, I paused and I thought, SubhanAllah, now I understand the dream. You have beautified our name. Today we shall beautify you in this world and the next. And I decided that I'm returning to you, Allah. I'm returning to you, Allah. He goes home, brothers and sisters, with a desire to be with Allah. What does Allah do with him? Read up his story. He became one of the great scholars in history. It is said that Bishop, if you take his brain and split it amongst the people, everybody will be intelligent. Everybody will be thoughtful. Everybody will know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He became so loved by the creation of Allah that his name became beautified in the world until today, into the next world. Brothers and sisters, what is waiting for you and me when you beautify Allah's name and say Allahu Akbar? If a man found a scrap of paper and did what he did by cleaning it, what about you and me who are putting their hands on the ground with gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What about you and me, brothers and sisters, who are giving for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Allah is infinite. Infinite, dear brothers and sisters. And Allah is waiting for you and me to make that step, to get closer and closer. If you do, like Bishop, Allah shall beautify you in this world and the next. This world is so short. And you know what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promises? For the little bit we do, for beautifying Allah's name, for putting your head on the ground, Allah says 8 doors of Jannah are open for you. Didn't you open them in Ramadan? What is that? A call from Allah? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promises you because of the little bit we do. Jannah al-Qawm samawat wal-ard, and Jannah, the size of the heavens. Size of the heavens, in it which no eye has ever seen, no ear has ever heard. Upon the first moment you enter, the angels of Allah that love you, that witness you here. You know there are angels making dua for you day and night. Ya Allah, forgive him, forgive her, forgive their families, gather them in Jannah. Why? Because of this, because of faith in the heart. These angels will be waiting for you, saying, Salamun alaykum, salamun alaykum. Enter Jannah, khalidin, eternal. The lowest person in Jannah shall walk in her kingdom or his kingdom for 100 years. What about the highest? They get to see the face of Allah night and day. Wouldn't you love that, brothers and sisters? For seeing Allah here in your heart, you get to see Him there. Allah is happy with you. What a beautiful moment when we reach that highest places near Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where Allah has promised that there will write your name in the record, in the register of the righteous, where the angels get to see your name and celebrate you and make dua for you. What a beautiful moment with Allah. We ask Allah to grant us guidance and to make us among the beloved. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق وسيد المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Who would have thought that for a simple act of worship, you become a star in the heavens? No one like Bishop. What about you and me? Couldn't we belong, dear brothers and sisters? Of course. It is reported, brothers and sisters, that indeed those who worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shall be blessed. Isa alayhi salam. Look at the beautiful message in terms of what we need to do. How do I earn that place of seeing Allah, being the beloved of Allah, being with the prophets of Allah? Isa alayhi salam sent a beautiful message. When he was born without a father, his mother was terrified because of people. They're very difficult, they're hard, they're cruel. They're going to accuse her of having illicit relationships. So she couldn't talk. Allah asked her not to talk, and He commanded her that when the child is born, point to him. So the child is born, and people are giving her harsh criticisms and accusing her of being someone who's sinful, and she's pointing to her child, and the child looks in his cradle. And what does he say, brothers and sisters? Look at what the message of Allah is to you and me. قَالَ إِنِّي عَبْدُ اللَّهِ. Who are you? A child. What's your message? What's your mission? He says to everybody, I am Abdullah, the slave of Allah. What a beautiful thing when we know we are slaves of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not the slave of anything else. Allah Akbar. He granted me the book. Brothers and sisters, He granted us the book, the Quran. The most beautiful gift of Allah. And He made me a prophet. But then He said, what? وَجَعَلَنِي مُبَارَكًا. So the first thing is to be a worshiper of Allah. You want Allah to be happy. You want Allah to join with the prophets. Be a worshiper. Put your head on the ground. And God guides you if you make that sujood. The Jannahs shall open their doors for you. Shall love you. The angels of Allah shall love you. And if you're closest to Allah when you're making sujood, this is the message of Isa alayhi salam and Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But what's next? وَجَعَلَنِي مُبَارَكًا أَيْنَمَا كُنْتُ. If the nur of Allah, if the love of Allah entered your heart, if you really said La ilaha illallah and Allahu Akbar like today, the light of Allah shall fill your heart and it has to shine through you. If the beauty of Allah is in your heart, you become beautiful. Your heart becomes beautiful. Then Allah starts to bless you like Bishr al-Hafi. Bishr the barefoot became blessed that whoever saw him loved him. Who do you think put that in the hearts of the creation? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah will make Jibreel love you, Mubarak. He says, He made me blessed everywhere I went. But what does that mean also? What's the fruit of barakah? Can you be blessed everywhere you go? وَجَعَلَ الْمُبَارَكَ أَيْنَمَا كُنْتَ وَأَوْصَانِ بِالصَّلَاةِ وَالزَّكَاةِ. He commanded me to pray and to purify myself in charity, in character, etc. وَبَرًّا بِوَالِدَتِي. And to be compassionate. The fruit of all of this is light coming through you and being compassionate and kind and walking gently on earth, starting with who? My mother, my mother, my mother, my parents, brothers and sisters. Isa came out of the belly of his mother, says, don't forget your mother, don't forget your father. If you cannot touch them gently, put a smile on their faces, what fruit have we produced? That's the fruit of faith. That's when the believer is like a blessed tree. Blessed tree that starts relieving those who deserve our compassion at home, beginning with dad, mom, children, our siblings, creating smiles on their faces. Did you know that you're closest to Allah when you do this? Closest to Allah. That if you give them love at home, Allah shall give you love, shall prepare His own love for you. I conclude with this beautiful story. Because some of us don't think we belong. In the highest rank of the angels, and the prophets of Allah, Musa alayhi salam, another prophet of Allah, asked Allah, Ya Allah, who is my partner in Jannah? Everybody has a partner in Jannah. Closest. You'll have your family. Allah promises. You'll gather with them. But then you have a closest friend. He says, who is mine? So Allah says, the first man that comes in through the door, he is your friend in Jannah. A man comes in, nobody knows him. Man, looks like a simple poor man, I don't know him. So I said, this is my partner in Jannah, I'm going to follow him to see who he is. I'm not going to tell him I'm Musa. So he follows him and he says, listen, I'm introducing myself and so forth, but can I follow you? He didn't tell him he was Musa alayhi salam. So he says, I follow him, and he says, absolutely. He was a generous, kind man. He says, yeah, come with me. And then he says, he took me to this home, very simple home. I went in with him, and what I saw was an older woman. She came out, she sat, he brought the food, he cooked the food, he fed her with his own hands, wiped her tears, wiped her mouth, cleansed her, cleaned her up, made dua, and then took off with Musa. Musa was blown away. And he says, who was that woman, the old woman, this sick woman that she took care of? He said, she's my mother. Then Musa asked him, does she make dua for you? And he says, yes, she makes dua. She makes a lot of dua for me. But the dua that she makes the most is, Ya Allah, make my son the friend of Musa and Jannah. Make my son the friend of Musa and Jannah. Every day. And he says, that's very dua. Musa looks at me and says, glad tidings to you. I am Musa and Allah brought me to you. Little did I know. Active compassion with your mother, with your father, with your family, will put you in the ranks and the company of the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you are the tears, brothers and sisters. The fruit of Ramadan is to be a blessed being, shining beauty, creating joy. Isn't it a day of joy? Show love, brothers and sisters. Wallahi, show love. And Allah shall give you His love. Show relief. Take the hurt and the pain from the hearts of your parents, from the hearts of your children. You should be their source of joy. Every father here, every mother, every child, your mission is to walk gently on earth. This is the mission of Isa, Musa, and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Who tells us this? A woman who was sinful. She found a dog. Look at the generosity of Allah, what He'll do with you. Sinful. She found a dog that was thirsty. And she decided, a moment of compassion. She goes and grabs some water from a well and gives the water to the dog to sip. Allah looked at her in that one moment, and all her sins were forgiven. And He wrote her among the people of Jannah. For one act with a dog. And some of us still make our parents, our family members, those who come seeking relief, cry and hurt them. Brothers and sisters, wallahi, if you put a smile on the face of a being, Allah shall put a smile on your face. And Allah shall earn you the ranks of the angels and the ranks of the prophets if you open your heart and believe in the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Brothers and sisters, the ummah of Rasulullah is broken. Our mission is to relieve, is to ask Allah to relieve them, to comfort them, is to be a vessel of nur. If you are, glad tidings. You're indeed someone who said, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. And alhamdulillah, congratulations to all of you brothers and sisters. Please go home and spread joy. But continue to do so until you meet Allah. Life is so short. Jannah is waiting. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is waiting. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless all of us, to grant us His complete forgiveness, to make us believe in the power to answer all of our du'as. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our sujoos, our mention of His name. Ask Allah to beautify us in this creation and to make us among those who beautify His name. That He'll beautify our names in the heavens and on earth, and to join us with Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ask Allah to make our hearts big, that they become so compassionate. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us walk humbly. Ask Allah to grant us ultimate aid of seeing His face. Allahumma ameen, Allahumma ameen, Allahumma ameen. Allahumma اغفر لنا وارحمنا واعف عنا وتولى امرنا واحسن خلاصنا واغفر بالذات الصالحات اعمالنا وصل اللهم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Congratulations, Mubarak.
Congratulations. Hagi. Assalamu alaikum. Eid Mubarak. Assalamu alaikum.